everyone, thanks for joining us. This is episode 19 of the Canadian Geekcast. I'm your host, Matt, for this one. And today I'm joined by Dennis.
Hello.
And we got Steve.
Hello.
Looks like Josh is MIA and Steph is somewhere off in the wilderness camping again, trying to get in touch with nature.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah. So it's going to be another threesome episode for you guys.
Yay.
Don't sound so excited, Josh.
Oh my god. I heard you.
See, I miss one episode and I begin to forget who you guys are.
We've been doing this since March. You would think you would have my name.
Has it been?
Yeah. We started in March.
Yeah, we did.
Oh wow.
It's almost been 6 months, so maybe by that.
Yeah, don't worry, Ryan. I'll get your name one of these days.
It's not that hard. I've been taunted by my name all through elementary. Yeah, because Dennis the Menace.
Oh, that's right.
How have we not thought of that before?
I don't know. Maybe you're
Well,
maybe.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that ammo.
I've been calling you like Pineapple Boy or Koi Boy. Dennis the Menace has been sitting right here.
I'm sorry that I brought it up.
Oh.
To be honest, just forget it.
Too late.
Oh god.
It's in the recording. Once it hits the internet, it is there forever.
Damn. Okay.
Well, if you're just tuning into our show, each week we like to get together to discuss everything from the latest video game news to film and TV. We're pretty much available wherever you can find your podcast. Just do a search for Canadian Geekcast, and you'll be able to find our entire history. We do like to try and go live every Wednesday. Prior it was Tuesdays, but it was getting a little too much, I felt. So we bumped it one more day just to kind of make it a little easier. More so on me, because editing is tough at times.
And you know, like when a game gets delayed, it's only for quality. So that's what we're doing here.
Exactly. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review on like iTunes or Podbeam or wherever. You can also send us an email with your comments to CanadianGeekCST@gmail.com. Or you could actually tweet us at Canadian Geek CST, and we may even read them on the next show. So with that part of the intro out of the way, let's go to our question of the week. We had some trouble coming up with something, so we're just going to go with the tried and true. What have you been playing last week? And we're going to start off things with Mark. Dennis.
You're not,
hey, Mark.
You're not. You're just doing that just to mess with me now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Dennis, what have you been playing in the past week?
I've been playing a lot of games because I'm just waiting in between for Guacamelee 2 and Yakuza. So I've been playing some games that I got on sale or I've had on my PS4. So one of the two games that I played, I actually platinum it in like a couple hours, is Tacoma, and that's
nice.
a very good game. It was just like
It is.
Yeah.
It takes all place on a space station, and you just learn like the stories of what happened with the crew. There's like 6 members, and it ends in like because you kind of think you're the hero, but no, you're the person who is just taking the thing that caused the space station to collapse. Like the oxygen was it's depressurizing and there's only a limited amount of oxygen, and then it's just the story of how that crew member escaped. So and they kind of tell it in a unique way because they show the people, but like in a hologram kind of way. So they tell the story that way. And like it's not like a perfect hologram, it's like a pixelated, so you can kind of see them. And the only difference is like the color, so you kind of tell like by what shape they are. So it's just an interesting, like it kind of it's kind of like a sequel to Gone Home in the way they do the storytelling. And it's kind of an interesting game. Like it's a pretty quick game to get through. Like when I was looking at the trophy guide, they said it would take you like an hour to beat it. Like platinum it. And I took my time because I wanted to listen to all the audio and whatnot just to learn more. Other than that, I've also been playing a little Hellblade. I haven't really played much of it. I'm gonna try and get into that. I've been playing Guacamelee, the PS4 port, because because I apparently I have that because of PS Plus, so I forgot. So, and also been playing Abzu. I'm just getting into those. I'm hoping to just have them completed before Guacamelee 2. So
Abzu is a really good game, but also a quick platinum for you.
Yeah, it is. I've already got like 3 of the trophies, and I'm only like, I don't know, like 20 minutes in. So
yeah, I think it took me like 2 hours or something to complete it.
Yeah.
So since this is your first time with Hellblade, what do you think of it so far? Like, you've been playing it the proper way with a good pair of headphones, right?
Yeah, I have a good pair of headphones. Good. I have a PlayStation Gold headset. I was trying forever to use the headsets because I couldn't find the USB dongle. I was looking for dongles. I was looking for 2 hours for it.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and then
that's why I like my stealth headset, because it's just wireless. It just works perfectly.
Yeah, it was just like a whole thing. It was like I was trying to think, where would I put it, and I just found it in like one of the cabinets where I store like some of my pillows. Like, why is it there? Why is it there? It's a true story.
Most random of locations.
Yeah. I found it eventually though. But I've only played like because I played through it for a couple of minutes just and then I put it on normal. I was like, this is too aggravating. I just restarted and put it in easy, and then I was looking for the collectibles in it as well. So just to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm not that far. I think I'm at the fork in the road. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. You're still pretty early on in the beginning of the game. That's isn't that just after your first actual fight?
Yeah.
And then you learn about the what would it be? The curse?
Yeah, the rot.
Whatever.
The rot.
The rot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it gets really good. It gets really, really good.
It gets really good. It gets really tense too, because there are stakes.
Yeah, because I like after a couple of minutes, it's like it kind of feels horror-ish in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. It's a bit thriller too. Yeah. Like I felt it was more of like a thriller as opposed to a horror.
Yeah, I could see that.
But absolutely love the lore.
Yeah.
I kind of like it too because it's something I'm used to, the Norse mythology.
Right.
Where I am so far, like going through those collectibles, they tell the stories of the lore of the Norse lore. It was just like going through like what I already know from the Marvel movies of Thor and God of War as well. So
yeah, well,
yeah, it's different.
From what I've heard, the God of War
it's different.
Games are they take
liberties, yeah.
But when I started playing it, and I really wanted to learn more about Norse mythology. One of a friend of mine who's one of the mods from the Xbox One sub, his name's Reese. He's Finnish, so he's very big into that kind of stuff, and he's very passionate about the Norse history and everything. He turned me onto a book it's just called Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman.
I've heard good things.
If you want to, I've started reading it, and it is quite good. So if you like reading, I highly recommend that book.
Awesome.
Yeah, those are the games I've been playing.
Definitely.
So
nice. Steve.
So like Dennis, I'm kind of just buying time until Overcooked 2 comes out, and then Guacamelee 2 comes out this month. So yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Fortnite still. I know you guys are probably tired of me saying it, but it's true. Although this week they released like their new week of challenges and everything, but for some reason, whatever they did almost made it unplayable on the Xbox due to like
really?
drop frame rates, lag. stuff like that. So it's kind of like,
So it's like PUBG.
yeah, it's giving me, you know, flashbacks to trying to play PUBG on there. But it's almost like every 10 or every like 9 out of 10 games are okay, but then you get that one where it's just literally unplayable. You'll drop in, you'll run towards a chest or something, and then the game rubber bands you right past it, and someone else will be there. And of course, it's a fast game, so all of a sudden, you know, you're getting shot at, you don't even know, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
And that just kind of soured me on the experience until they fix it. Been playing more Siege, really liking that game. For a competitive game, I'm really enjoying it. It's team-based shooter, so you know you get the camaraderie of being on a small 5-person team against another 5-person team. It's really cool, the inner workings between each player's ability and that sort of thing. And then other than that, one game that I've actually just picked up because I went back home to Guelph these past couple days. I wanted a new game to play on the Switch during my travels, was Hollow Knight on the Switch.
I remember that.
So I've heard like really good things about it, and I was finally like, okay, I'll just buy it for the. So I've only played it about 4 hours ish, so I'm really like skin deep on it. I know it's like an old trope or a stereotype to like call everything like Souls-like or, you know, Soulsborne-like and everything, but it does have that kind of quality because every enemy you defeat, you get like these little. They almost look like pebbles or like little stones come out of them, and you collect them as you go. And basically, you're in like you go down to the depths of this town, and you go collect all these. You seek out a boss in each area, and if you die, you're like a ghost or something remains at the spot you died in, along with all those pebbles or whatever the currency is. So you have to go reclaim that, otherwise you lose them all if you die again. But then at the same time, you have to always go back up into like the overworld in order to spend them. That's the only place that has like a shop or anything like that.
Okay.
So there are stakes in terms of that. It's very Metroidvania in a way, because as you go along, you have to unlock new abilities like a double jump or wall climb, stuff like that. So certain areas you're not able to access until you're far enough into the game.
Right.
Otherwise, it's a cool little platformer. The characters are all very weird. Kind of, it almost reminds me of like Nightmare Before Christmas or like an old Tim Burton movie, something like that. Really cool. I really like the aesthetic of the game, because I was playing on the Go Bus there and back. I forgot my headphones, so I was just reading text. I didn't listen to like any of the music, so I can't really speak on like if that is great or anything. But otherwise, it's a fun game. I really encourage people to pick it up if they like that kind of platform Metroidvania-esque with a little bit of Soulsborne in there.
Yeah. Well, if you like, if you're also looking for another game you want to pick up on your Switch that's really kind of fun to play, Wolverblade.
I've never heard of that one.
Really...
Wolverblade.
It's on Switch. What is it on? I know it's on Switch. It's on Steam. I think it's on PS4. It's a side scroller, kind of like a hack and slash type game. You can pick from 3 different characters, and I think are they Vikings? I think they might be Vikings. But yeah, it's definitely not a game like for kids. Like it's a very bloody game. Like you can, I think you can like if you like decapitate somebody, you can actually pick up their head and throw it at like enemies and use like stuff like that as weapons. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, cool.
It's an odd game, but
Matt, what have you been playing?
Been playing some more Octopath Traveler. Just finished. I can't even remember the character's name. She's the merchant. Just finished her chapter 1, her story. So she's now part of my crew. Been trying out some paladins. So if you've played Overwatch, Paladins is almost the exact same type of game.
Yeah.
Only it's a free-to-play game. I discovered that I think you have to be at level 5 before you can actually start playing with humans.
Oh,
Otherwise,
okay.
you just play with bots. So I got to kind of grind away at that so I can actually start playing. But it is cross-play.
Oh, cool.
As well. So I'll be able to play with Xbox people when that. At least that's what I've heard. It's cross-play.
Yeah.
So that's all right there. And I resumed playing ODST on the Master Chief Collection.
Nice.
I'm almost finished that game. I'm finally at. I've been reunited with Buck, and we were just escorting that engineer thing. So I think I'm almost at the end of that game. I really liked it. I really liked ODST.
Yeah, I think it's one of the more underrated games.
Yeah. I really like the parts where you're just as the rookie and you're trying to get back with your crew. You're in New Mumbai. It's been just destroyed. And just the atmosphere with it's rainy and just kind of like that soft jazz type music.
Yep.
You know, it was, even though I'm playing a first person shooter and everything, and yeah, you got to fight with the Covenant and whatnot. I don't know. It was just kind of calming and it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. So
I do get why a lot of people didn't like it, because it does at some point feel very much like a monster closet. You're just going from one area to another, killing all the Covenant and then moving on. But I do like the fact that it does have this bit of like a open world. Like, you do have your map, you can go in multiple directions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it takes place right after like a pretty big event that happens in Halo 2. You see the aftermath of it. It's really cool.
Yeah, because that's exactly where the game starts. It starts when you're dropping, and isn't it as you're dropping in your pod?
Chief is
that's
taking
when
off.
The Covenant, Chief and the Covenant ship are jumping.
Yep.
And so I thought it was really. I thought that was really cool. So once I'm done that, I'm going into Reach.
Cool.
I've heard some good things about Reach.
Oh, you've never played?
So, nope. It wasn't really until the Master Chief Collection that I kind of really dove into the Halo franchise. Like, I played the first Halo on PC. I beat it. I've played Halo 2 on PC and Xbox, and never really got too far into it.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until Master Chief Collection that I actually completed Halos 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So, I figure once I finish Reach, I'll be ready for the next Halo 6. It'll probably take me that long to finish it.
That's fair.
Just because of how many games I've got.
Yeah, I have deep history with Halo. It's one of my go-tos. It's the whole reason I got an Xbox in the first place after seeing it at my cousin's place. I just remember him taking me down like on Christmas Eve or something, and he's just like, "Oh, I got an Xbox, check it out." And I saw like Halo 1 for the first time in my life, and I was like, "What is this game?" And it just took off from there. I think you'll really like Reach. In my opinion, it's probably the last good Halo story. Yeah. Halo 4 and Halo 5.
Was it?
They have like gameplay that's really good and everything, and graphics, obviously, but in terms of story, it's a little weaker than the original trilogy in Reach.
Reach was still I was gonna say Rare.
Bungie.
No, it's Bungie title.
Yeah.
Was it the last
It was
Bungie?
the last one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind Halos 4 and 5. I thought 5 was.
It was decent, but I mean, when you look back, like I was just like you, I was playing the Master Chief Collection a little bit the other day, and I was just thinking back. I was like, I know these maps, I know these levels like the back of my hand from like 1, 2, 3 ODST, Reach, and then Halo 4 or 5. If you just drop me in a level, I'm like, what am I doing in this one? I don't really remember. But again, I grew up with the other ones, right?
Yeah. Well, we should play some Halo multiplayer.
We should.
I wonder. You think Josh has it? Master Chief Collection?
Probably.
We should squad up.
Yeah.
The three of us.
We should.
That'd be fun. We'd invite you, Dennis, but
What are you guys talking about? I was listening.
Yakuza.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
There he is. He's awake.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awake. Well, I would say with our question of the week out of the way, why don't we dive into the meat of this episode?
Let's do it.
Hey, don't take those, man.
All right, so our first topic for episode 19 is the Disney and 20th Century Fox merger has been approved. This is pretty big.
Huge.
This is pretty big. You got two huge multimedia titans are now one. So with this, who would like to actually run with this one?
Yeah, I'll start it off just like
All
just
right.
like historically anyway. So
Sure.
Who's Walt Disney?
a
us back.
guy with a very
The man
very
with the dream.
great dream that turned into multi-billion dollar kind of ideas. So the Disney and Fox have reached a deal that's been going on. I would say it's been going on since last year. Last year there was
Yeah.
rumors about it happening, and like years before that, there's always been this idea, like of the what if all the Marvel properties that Fox has came to Disney, Marvel Prime anyway,
Mhm.
and from last year it's just been upping since then. It's just been going going from a rumor to actual it's happening, like as of like I think the actual confirmation was like during Comic-Con or a little after that. And like even a little before that, they had to go through the courts to get this get the approval to get the merger. So, and there was also some shenanigans with Comcast because they were like stepping in line of that the merger happening. So just
What a
to, like,
travesty that would have been.
yeah, so this merger is like with Fox's movie and TV division. So Disney is thankfully not getting Fox News. So there's that. And as well as Fox's sports division. So they'll still have live entertainment as well as I think they're getting another sports thing. I think it was WWE is one of their shows is going to be on Fox next year, I think. So they're getting that. So
Okay.
yeah. So just to go through what they're getting. So they're getting, the Marvel Fox, so like X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, all that.
Skrulls.
Oh yeah, the Skrulls, Galactus, Silver Surfer.
Surfer.
Yeah. As well, I have a list of like what they're actually getting. So
Yeah.
let me go through that. So they're
Yeah.
getting The Simpsons, Family Guy,
Huge.
Avatar, the blue ones.
Gotta make sure we make that distinction.
Yeah, because like you got the good one, the good Avatar, not the movie, but the TV show. So yeah, they're getting that. The multiple sequels that James Cameron has, and
All those sequels.
all those. I think there's like 3 of them. I don't know.
4.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if there's 5 after this podcast is done. Yeah, they're also getting American Dad, King of the Hill, Bob's Burgers. So this is a lot of TV. Getting into the movies, got Alien and Predator, The
Okay.
X-Files, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, American Horror Story, Ice Age, Rio, the Peanuts movie, like that whole animation company that Fox owns. Ferdinand, Home Alone, Miracle on 34th Street, The Sound of Music, Planet of the Apes. That is a very good get for them. Yeah. Because I think the last movie, it's very open-ended, that they could definitely revisit. Everything from Fox's Searchlight company, which does a lot of indie movies. So,
Okay.
Modern Family, Futurama, 24, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's a very good list. Like they're getting that for around 70 billion, and I think I remember the deal they're getting is like half his cash and half his shares at Disney. So for the shareholders anyway.
Right.
So what do you really think about this, guys?
I think the news has already been pretty huge. Like, when you think about it, like Disney buying Fox, pretty big. But then you put it into perspective of the list you just laid out, and it's huge.
Very huge.
I'm going to be interested to see what the effects will be. Obviously, it's going to be cool to see all the Marvel properties come into the MCU. Obviously, that's going to be great. Mm-hmm. But then you get into like the grid of it, and like what happens with the Simpsons land at Universal Studios, right? They've built this whole thing for the Simpsons. Will that still be open? Like, does that get shut down? What really happens to that? Like, what are the legal bindings of saying, well, Universal owns this part of the park designated to now a Disney property? And on the other side, I mean, like, you went through the list, and a lot of the shows that you were talking about are now have ended. King of the Hill, Futurama, and stuff. I wonder if Disney's going to be like, well, we're sitting on these goose eggs. Let's revisit them again. Let's bring back King of the Hill.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's a good idea if you think about their streaming service.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney probably will already have my money when they announce their streaming service, but if they're like, hey, we'll put the Simpsons on a streaming service, like, just take my money at that point. Like, honestly, like, that's all I've ever wanted was a designated, like, Netflix is basically the Office streaming service for me right now. If Disney gives me the Simpsons streaming service, man,
maybe we'll actually see a return to good Simpsons too.
Oh my goodness.
Also, there's one last thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
So Fox owns the distribution rights for the first 6 Star Wars movies, and they're getting that as well. So
I heard that they won't be getting it until I think it's like 2023 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Because for the original 3.
Because
there's a separate company that owns the streaming or the distribution rights for the 3 movies.
Yeah, I think
or something.
I think the broadcasting rights is owned by TBS. Yeah, so
that's it. Yeah.
So Disney. So could we eventually see? Do you think the original trilogy get released without all of the special extra crap that Lucas did to it?
We could. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Oh man, a Blu-ray release of the original trilogy.
Again, take my money, please.
See, just as an aside, the THX optimized is the best quality, is the best version. If that got released on Blu-ray, because that's just audio and picture update, like it's just cleaned up. If Disney released, that would be so amazing.
The only thing that makes me think that won't happen is that LucasArts still has a very sweet spot for George Lucas.
Yeah.
And I feel like they won't want to like upset him or anything. Like, they're very loyal to him, so I don't think that they'd be like, we're just gonna crap on your creation for the fans' sake, anyways.
Yeah.
It would be awesome though.
It would be, yeah. But this is going to be interesting to see what Disney does with all of these different franchises and everything, and see which characters become Disney princesses now.
Marge
is a Disney princess. That's right. Yes.
Leela.
Yeah. So is the Alien Queen. Well, she's a Disney Queen now, I guess you could say, alongside Elsa. No, this is. I mean, on one hand, having one company own so much stuff is a lot of times frowned upon. You know, when you've got one company that controls a ton of media. But in this case, because it's more of the entertainment side, it's film and TV. Would video games also be coming across with this? Because there's a lot. Did you see that? I wasn't able to see if there was anything video game related.
No, I didn't see anything video game related. Really. I mean,
that would have been another.
I mean, there might be some projects in the works for those IPs that Fox has, but I don't really know. It's It's a very
Simpsons Hit and Run 2.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So
give it to me, Disney.
Like it's as long like for a merger this big, because it's the film and TV, it's the entertainment as opposed to the news. I don't feel it's that bad of a merger when it's like say Comcast and Verizon and stuff, and it's like the news and everything being controlled by that's kind of where I got a problem.
That's where it gets
yeah. So this merger, because Disney, I mean, they've got some shady stuff in their past, but they do some really good things with the franchises that they do own, and a lot of stuff that they've taken over in the years, and they've brought back and they've improved and everything. This only seems like it's going to have benefits going forward, especially like you said, Steve, if they get their streaming service off the ground and what they offer. That's going to be massive.
Yeah, it's kind of gonna put into question. Like, I honestly, if this streaming service really happens, I could see a lot of stuff coming off Netflix.
I do believe that they've already spoke to like the Marvel movies, and they said that anything released, I think up until like 2020 or something, will remain on Netflix.
Okay.
So it's not like they're just gonna rip all the Marvel movies, all the Star Wars, all the like Daredevil and all that is going to remain on Netflix. Again, it's going to be really interesting to see. I feel really bad for stuff like Hulu and Amazon Prime, who are still, I would consider still struggling to find their audience like Netflix has.
Have you ever tried Hulu?
I've never tried Hulu.
So,
no.
I mean, it's difficult where we are.
Right.
So I had a friend of mine hooked me up with a Hulu membership. So I paid her because it was $8 a month. So I paid her whatever it would be for the year.
Yeah.
And then I had to do some like fancy DNS changes and everything because can't really get it up here. And my wife watched it quite a bit. And even though you were paying a monthly subscription, you still had commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay like an additional subscription charge to get it ad free.
Like, why? I think that's part of why like Hulu could be struggling. Like, you still have to do that, and yeah, that's just an aside. But I think if Disney's online streaming service, if they start offering, tons of stuff, that's going to be big. And then it'd be nice if they even reached a license agreement with Netflix so that you can have more options.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fascinating. It's going to be crazy to see once, everything's finalized and things actually start to happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I can't even count the amount of conversations I've had where I'm talking about like the MCU and the possibility of like, oh, well, where do you go from the Avengers fighting Thanos? Well, the next best one is Doctor Doom. Like, you lead up to a fight with Doctor Doom. Like, he's such a great character. Galactus, Silver Surfer. These are really great characters who haven't been given proper like justice on screen, right?
Just do even more crossovers. You've got the Avengers meet the Fantastic Four, and then you've got the X-Men, and then it's
Avengers versus X-Men. Like, let's just do that.
And then there's Wolverine in the bar in the background.
Yeah.
That's going to be the only weird thing is that they're still going through with making these X-Men movies. Like, there's Dark Phoenix, and then there's another one.
New Mutants.
New Mutants, thank you.
But those are like prequels, like when they're younger, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, New Mutants is a whole new separate cast and everything. Dark Phoenix is like the First Class era. Sequel to Apocalypse, but it's just going to be weird that like these movies are still coming out, and I just don't really care anymore.
Yeah,
I'm just like let's just wrap it up and get these guys over to where, get them back home, bring them back.
Yeah, I think when I first heard the merger, I heard about like cancellation rumors of these movies, and apparently they're still going on, and it's good for them because I think after this new slate starts, there's going to be so many recasts. Even though like Michael Fassbender and Michael McAvoy are like, I would
James McAvoy,
are like the perfect cast for Professor X and Magneto. I don't honestly. I think this is just gonna be they're totally gonna recast everything.
They probably should.
They should, because that timeline is like, there's a joke in Deadpool about it. So
yeah,
really,
yeah, it just doesn't make sense anymore. If you put pen to paper and try to draw out like the inner workings of it, it just makes absolutely no sense.
It's funny. It's funny in Deadpool. It's like he's like, when he shows up to the X-Men, she's like, "Oh, it's funny how only two of you guys are here." it's like they couldn't afford any more X-Men. I love Deadpool. That's one character that needs to stay. Is Ryan Reynolds?
I would say so. You can't recast that character.
That Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, it's going to be weird to see what Disney wants to do with that.
Yeah.
I think for the I think a couple episodes ago we talked about like what's next after Thanos, and in another in phase 4 of these Marvel movies, and Galactus is totally that, and like I can't see them not doing Galactus, but I can also there's so many more options open, because there's these contracts with these actors in the MCU, and like what's next after them, and like after this merger, I can clearly see what's next.
Well, I would say I think we kind of touched on pretty much everything for that particular topic. So why don't we move into our second topic of the episode?
Okay, let's do that.
What? Who the hell's that?
It's Steph.
That's Steph.
What?
Josh, you're alive.
I'm like, that's one way to look at me right now. I'm not really that alive.
Wow. That's true. That's very true. Thanks for joining us.
I mean, I did say that I may not show today, but whatever.
You rallied.
Yeah. I'm glad you were able to make it, because now Dennis won't feel so awkward with our threesome. Now
it's a foursome.
MMMM video. Hey.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna dive into to our second topic.
Yes.
Of the episode.
Let's do that.
Sure.
Hey, hang on, you guys. I'll be right back.
All right. So our number 2 topic of this one is, God, I feel bad for these kids. Parents are hiring Fortnite coaches for their children.
Let's not feel bad for those kids. I mean,
yeah.
There's no sense in feeling bad for them. It's weird. I know it seems weird, right? But it's not that weird.
No.
Think about it. Sports, right?
Yeah.
You got a kid who plays sports. He plays hockey. In Canada, any kid who plays hockey, their parents think he might be the next Wayne Gretzky. Or Eric Carlson.
Sure.
Because Sidney Crosby's a little bitch. So, Let's go with these two guys. The parents are going to spend a stupid amount of money on spring hockey, summer clinics, fall hockey, winter hockey. It's no different. It's probably cheaper at the end of the day, right? I don't have a problem with it. It does seem and sound a lot weird, but it's no different. I mean, some kids just are not athletically gifted. They just don't play sports, and they're not that good at it. And this is their thing. I don't really have a problem with it at all.
No, me neither. I mean, thankfully, we get to have a conversation with two great parents right now.
Who? Where?
You guys. Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
No, so, I mean, I'm not a parent myself, but fortunately I grew up with very encouraging parents that, enjoyed that I played video games and I had an interest in nerd culture stuff. It's great because I think kids need those opportunities to, experience things, like whether or not it's sports, whether or not it's reading comics or chess, even as long as like the kid is enjoying it and feeling like he's making progress in something and being encouraged in a positive way, I think that's a really great thing. The first thing I saw when I read this was, it reminded me of when, I mean, it still is, but when Minecraft was like at the peak of its cultural phenomena, people were hosting classes and stuff like that for teaching kids about redstone and how to make like mechanical things in the game. This is similar to that. It's a coaching strategy. I'm reading an article here, like a lot of coaches are charging between $10 and $25 an hour. That's relatively cheap for something like that. I think this is great because now these kids are going to have some sort of fortitude to like play this game. They're going to see progress in themselves as, you know, players. And I know the comparison is pretty apt to say like, oh, well, this is just the kids just sitting inside and not really running around. Well, we don't know that.
Okay, when you mentioned Minecraft, I will admit that I asked my wife's cousin to teach me how to play Minecraft years ago. So
Yeah.
It's also confidence
Okay.
building to some degree, right? If these kids actually start
Exactly.
to get good, even like in their own minds, it's a confidence builder, and I don't see where
That's
there's
true.
a problem with that.
Yeah.
People can like dump on it all they want, but it's not really that bad of a thing.
I think this is just hyperinflated also by the fact that Fortnite has hit this level where it's popped the nerd culture bubble and spread into, you know, like everyday life. Like news is covering it, news is covering the phenomena. This is just another instance of people who don't really know much about the game. They're hearing it secondhand from the news and from secondhand opinions, and that's what's causing this kind of like outrage.
yeah,
Have we made your
Dennis, you have-
decisions, your thoughts different, Dennis or Matt? Because I had a feeling that Steve and I were going to be on the same side for this, and we are. And I kind of had a feeling that we were going to come into this and there was going to be lots of negativity, but some very, very different opinions. Like I was pretty sure that me and Steve were on side, but I wasn't sure where you guys sat. So I'm interested to see what you guys thought before what we spoke, or if that's changed at all.
Right.
absolutely. Like before you kind of raised those points, I was scoffing at this. I was like,
Sure.
it's a video, you know, like I tell my kids, just practice, just get good. Like, you know, yeah, I'll help them when, you know, when they get really stuck. But yeah, it's pretty much just get good. But I've been out of school for so long,
Yeah.
especially elementary school and high school. And one comment that I read in this article is that they'll get made fun of if they're, you know, if they are sucking at Fortnite. It's like that can get turned into teasing at school, and I didn't actually think
Sure.
about that at first. But now, you know, I can kind of understand, understand it. And yeah, I think my opinion's changed a little bit. It just still feels weird to me.
It's the new now,
Sure.
man. Get used to it.
Yeah. You know, esports has exploded in popularity. So there are universities that have esports teams. You can get scholarships
Mhm.
now
Right.
for playing, you know, League or Dota and things like that. Yeah, you're right. This is the new thing. This is the new now. It's
time to embrace
you
it,
know.
my friend. It's gone are the days of our parents
Yeah.
going, get off that
I don't know
goddamn
what it
game
is.
system. You're never gonna just do your schoolwork.
Everything's a Nintendo.
Stop playing Nintendo. Yeah, stop playing Nintendo. Go outside. You know, you're never going to make money playing video games. Like, those are things I heard from my parents all the time, and it's just like, you know what? Now that, you know what? F you, mom and dad, because yeah, I can make money playing video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Matt, you brought up another good point that I didn't really consider, and it's the social stigma of like being in school, like being in elementary school, middle school, whatever, and being like the odd one out. When I was in school, like elementary, Pokemon blew up, and if it wasn't for the fact that my parents went out and bought me Pokemon cards every week or gave me an allowance to do that, I would have been the odd one out. This is something similar, where it's a free-to-play game. All you have to do is buy additional cosmetics if you really want to. So any kid can actually play this and become part of the conversation. And like you said, if that kid just doesn't have what it takes to, get good, what's $25 to have an hour of someone teaching them versus, say, my parents at the time going out to the convenience store and buying $25 worth of Pokemon cards just so I could trade and do whatever with,
Yeah. Oh, Dennis is...
No. I was just about, to say, like, so I'm not really the athletic kind of guy. I think the only sports team I was on, this is going to sound so embarrassing, I was on the ultimate frisbee team in 7th grade.
Hey, nothing wrong with ultimate frisbee.
No, ultimate frisbee's awesome. What are you talking about?
You're doing something. That's all good.
Yeah. So that's the only sports teams. Like, I really don't mind. Like when the idea of esports was introduced, it was like, it felt kind of silly at the time, but as the years gone by, it just seems more right. But even nowadays, I still hear like complaints from sports guys sports people if they see video games on the ESPN. Oh my God. It's just like so ridiculous.
The Overwatch finals made like YouTube and comments and everything online blow up. And again, I think it's the fact that it's transitioning into people outside of the video game bubble.
Yeah, it really is blowing up because at my college, the only bar on campus closed down like 2 years ago, and there hasn't been like a bar on that campus for so long, and they're turning it into an esports arena for the clubs.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so it really is blowing up. I don't know how it's gonna look. Is that it's not a big space, but it's gonna have like tons of like computers. It's for some of the video game clubs. I think there's an esports club for them. So it really is blowing up because I'm okay with this, to be honest. Like, it makes sense. Like, the sports analogy is correct. That, like, if you're on a team, you need a coach to tell you how to get better, how to improve, how to, not be a schmuck.
I played football for 13 years. When I first saw this, I was like, that's awesome. Like, I wish I could be good enough to actually teach somebody myself. The kids are gonna come away, if they got a good coach, that is, they're gonna come away with a lot coming from that. I think it's gonna be really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have. I'm not surprised that Dennis is on the same side as me and Steve, personally, but I kind of knew that Matt was gonna kind of be like, I don't know, but I'm really glad that we kind of changed your mind on that, man.
So when are you going to sign up your kids for Fortnite?
No, my kid does like competitive karate now, and she's got aspirations to do other bigger, better things. So I'm just gonna keep.
Yeah, my kids are still getting the hang of Super Mario 3D World. They haven't moved into the first-person shooters yet. Maybe when they're like 7 or 8, I'll get them into
I play Fortnite with my daughter, and like I try to coach her as fast as I can, which is not. I mean, I'm probably teaching her the way wrong because I suck. I need a coach.
Hey, you're better than I am.
I could use definitely a coach of my own to get better, but my problem isn't really the game itself. I just suck at building.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies, he's like, "Come on, man, let's get into the open playground there, and let's play, and I'm gonna teach you stuff." And yeah, I don't know. I would get my kid a coach, but I don't love her enough, so I'm gonna have to stick with karate.
Yeah, no, that it's gonna be interesting to see, especially Josh, for you and I, once our kids are a lot older, kind of what the video game landscape is like. Mm-hmm. Maybe things will be more like Ready Player One, but who knows? Love that movie.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it was good.
yeah.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want it to go that way though.
No, I honestly I hope it doesn't, because that's but
No, but like I really don't want it to be that big of a thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know.
You know what? For this is actually a good topic. Chime in on our Twitter account. Let us know kind of what your thoughts are on parents hiring coaches, video game coaches for their kids. So let us know kind of what you think on Twitter. And I'd say let's move on to our third topic now.
Topic number 3. Let's do it. This has been a really long podcast for me, guys. I'm just saying.
You just got in. How is it long? You just got in. You don't have a right to complain.
I mean, it's early.
He's a busy
and
man.
I'm tired. And... Yeah.
He's already started day drinking.
I mean,
mind you, it's 11 o'clock
just,
for you guys, so it's a little more.
Oh yeah, good point. All right, I'll open
it's
it.
only 10 after 9 for me. Oh God.
Dave's not here.
All right, so our final topic of this episode, we're kind of
Ooh.
keeping with the video game theme. There's a poll done and found that 13% of players kind of avoid games with an odd game score value. I'm not kind of one to achievement hunt. So I think this was a poll done. I think it was done on True Achievement. So I mean, take that as a grain of salt, or take that with a grain of salt. But even on the Xbox One subreddit, I see this topic come up every once in a while of gamers complaining that they've got an odd numbered game score, or a game that they were playing has given them, an odd game score, and they're trying to find games that are quick and easy to beat that can kind of get them back into that even number. And
oh, I see what you're saying now. You're talking about the games that give you like the achievements that have like 1 point.
Exactly, yeah.
Like
so there was actually...
Yeah. That's not either a 5 or a 0.
I had no idea where you were going with this. I'm with you now. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. There's one game, and I completely forget the name of it, but as soon as you start the game, you get an achievement for one game score. And it's like the curse of
Borderlands.
Yeah. And then
I think it was Borderlands.
There's another one that
so,
does it
too.
as well. I could see
agree.
Borderlands doing that. And you don't, so like if you don't get the rest of the game score until you've actually completed it and you've lifted that curse. So that's something. I'm not one for achievement hunting. I really don't care. I know, Dennis, you're a big achievement hunter. Or sorry, trophy hunter.
Trophies.
Trophy hunter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to get that right.
They're different.
Yeah, they're totally different, except they're the same. So
No. I get a platinum.
So Dennis, like in your opinion, what do you think of something like this? Like, is this something that would really bug you if you had an odd numbered game score because you had a weird trophy that gave you a 1 or a 9 or something like that? Like, does that really, as somebody like you?
It doesn't bother me because I literally have 7,255 trophies right now. I don't care how many trophies I have, but I do care how much it bumps me up to my next PSN level, which I'm at level 30, and I'm 47% behind getting level 31. So I only care about the percentage. I don't care about the amount of trophies themselves. I think the other thing I care about is my completion percentage. So
okay, yeah.
So like I always try and tackle easy trophy lists. That way I can bump. It's too early.
Bump it up.
So I can bump up my completion percentage. So it's like right now I'm at like pretty much like half the games I've either have completed. So I'm at like at 52% or something. And I'm hoping to bump that up more with the 4 games we talked about.
Maybe you should stop playing what's it called, Yakuza then for a bit.
No way, man.
Like, get on your list, man.
No man, I'm gonna go back and like bump it up again.
How many times can we say bump this episode?
Bump. I don't know.
Increase it. Okay.
I want to increase
Fortnite hype dance. Bump.
Yeah.
Josh and Steve, kind of what are your thoughts on this game score? think.
Yeah, I hate it. I don't like
So-
having an uneven number. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go be like super cheesed off about it and go, hunting it out just to, fix that. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a fun troll move by the devs, really.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it. I hate having the extra 134,892.
But see,
or
that's
something
at least
that.
that's
I'm
an
just
even
God
number.
Damn, that 2. Or okay, how 1.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just a fun troll thing. It's not the end of the world. I don't go, out of my way to hunt out other achievements to try and bump me past that uneven number. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Steve, what do you think?
I do actually avoid a lot of these achievements because I don't know, it's just an OCD thing. I like to see a crisp number, either ending in a 5 or a 0 for me. It's the same thing for setting my soundbar. It's got to be on an even number, or else it just sounds weird. I know, I'm a weird person.
Hey, I do the same thing for the volume. It's got to be 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah,
exactly. Don't screw around with that stuff. Yeah, but I'm looking at some of these games that do these troll moves. Like I'm looking at Clash of the Titans. They have a 13 gamer score, 26, 36. Get out of here. I do appreciate that a lot of games, actually take the time to take the community's thoughts and feelings about this into consideration when making their trophy or achievement lists. More so because a lot of these games are multi-platform, so trophies are treated very differently. You got your bronze, silver, gold, blah blah blah, and then they go and just screw with the other half of the people, like they're doing it deliberately, obviously. But yeah, like Dennis, I do actively go out and search for achievements, but at the end of the day, if I end up with one that gives me an odd number and the other coinciding one to bring me back is a grindy one, I'll call it a wash and just move on. It's not worth ruining my experience with the game just to get it back. But if I can avoid it, I will.
Yeah, I personally, I don't play games for the achievements. I really don't care. If there's an achievement, get 100 headshots, that's fairly easy to do. You just gotta aim.
Yeah.
But if it's kill 20, what are they? What are the big Covenant guys that have the shields and are a pain in the ass to do? Is it the brutes? Hunters, yeah. It's
Hunters, sorry.
Snipe snipe 20 hunters in the side with, I'm no, forget that. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, there's one in the Master Chief Collection that's kill 250 hunters.
No, I don't think so.
No thanks.
I mean, it's I try and throw a sticky bomb into their side, which usually, or not a sticky bomb. Yeah, plasma bomb, into their side, which usually one or two of those takes them out. But I'd rather try and finish the game than grind away like that. I'm not that meticulous.
Yeah. If it's that's why a lot of my games unfortunately have 90 to 95 completion rates, because there's always that one grindy one where I'm I just want to go play something else.
Yeah.
So I'll go for the ones that are easily accessible. I'll open up some guides and whatnot, try my best, but if it pulls me away from another game, forget it. It's not worth it.
That's actually a good point. That achievement list will show a 90% completion. I'm well, no, I finished the game.
Sure.
I've completed the story from start to finish. It's not 90% complete. It's 100% complete. Honestly, there should be even two things. There should be, the story progression and then achievement completion. Because that's actually something that kind of annoys me. I've got games that I have completed, very few of them. But it's I've only completed 20% of this game because that kind of annoys me a little bit. But.
That's a good point, because I remember for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I 100% completed the actual game, including collectibles, viewpoints, all that. And one of the only achievements I didn't get was driving around on the horse and buggy.
I hate that one.
Knocking stuff over, and I was no, I'm not gonna sit here and drive up and down the streets just knocking stuff over
That's
for
not
3
fun.
hours. Like,
That is
honestly.
Why?
That's not fun.
at all. It's annoying.
Yeah. It's those meticulous, grindy ones that I just can't stand, and it makes me really appreciate the games that do offer like achievements or trophies that are fun. God of War, for instance, was one of the most fun that I've had platinuming a game, because every achievement was something accessible, it was something fun, challenging a little bit, but not something that I was just sitting there repeating the same action over and over again.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I'm not really sure how that was a topic, but I need to address something real quick.
Okay.
And that is that Patrick Stewart is coming back as Jean-Luc Picard in a new Star Trek series.
Yes.
How are you two Trekkie nerds not all over this as a topic today?
See, we decided not to go with this topic
Who?
before you joined us because Dennis would
Well, I'm bringing it up.
because Dennis would have been lost because he doesn't really care. I was actually in the middle of Home Hardware buying deck and fence wash when I read that, and my dad was with me because my parents were down visiting, and I just kind of like started squeaking. He's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, Patrick Stewart's coming back to Star Trek. It's like, oh, okay. Look, brushes. Let's go get some brushes. No, when I read the whole article, because at first I thought it was for Discovery, because Star Trek is all about time travel. It's almost as bad as Doctor Who.
Right.
And so I thought that Patrick Stewart was actually going to be reprising his role in Discovery. They were going to jump, to the 23rd century or whatever. No, this is a whole new series surrounding Patrick Stewart or Captain Picard and his
After his role,
20 years after the events of Nemesis. So it's like, holy crap. Like, is he now an admiral? Is he, because in some of the comics and stuff that I've read, and I know it's not canon, he was the ambassador to Earth, or ambassador for Earth, whatever. He was the Federation ambassador for Earth or so. So it's like, that'd be kind of neat to, mind you, make it a probably very political thing as opposed to a space exploration. So, but that'd be, I don't know. I'm excited to see him back, in that role though.
Yeah, I think a lot of people you should be excited to see him back. He was the best captain on the best series, longest running series, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
DS9, I think, was just as long. So was Voyager. I think they were all 7 seasons, weren't they?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I mean, like, I have a friend that can speak Klingon, but I don't know. No, it's actually sadly true. But
yeah, both
I think
DS9 and Voyager
I think it's a really, really
seasons.
good thing.
Along with Next Gen. And
but I would say that he's probably the most beloved
I would say
captain of like all of them. Like, everybody just loves Patrick Stewart. Who doesn't like Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I had to bring that up.
No, that's cool. That's all right. Yeah, that's quite exciting. I mean, there's not much we can really talk about that aside from, kind of fanboying over it. So it's going to be really interesting to see, like, once we start hearing more about this series and what it's going to entail. I know I'm definitely going to be watching this with close interest, or watching this closely with, I don't know. I can't speak. Yeah, sure.
Interest.
I can't talk. That's what I was going for. Thank
bated
you.
breath.
Ooh.
Thank you. So, and this will definitely be a topic we're going to touch on again in a later episode once we get more info. On this one. So,
For sure.
Yeah.
I just wish I was with you when you saw the information.
Yeah.
it's a good
Like,
thing.
where did you get the information while you were in the hardware store? It was when I sent you guys the message?
It was from, that's what it was. Because I've been working, so I hadn't really even looked at my phone. Like, I think I had over 900 tweets to go through. So I didn't even see anything. Yeah, it wasn't until I saw your message.
Nice. You're welcome. I wish I could have seen you, like, wee, or do whatever the hell you did. Squeal like a stuck pig.
Yeah. Well, I would say at this point, let's move on to the final section of our episode.
Hey! What are you trying to do?
What is out this week?
Tell us.
A lot of games, mostly on Nintendo Switch. Okay, so these are the game releases of the week from August 6th to the 10th. So let's jump
Let's just
in,
get
shall
right to
we?
it. Yeah.
Okay, starting on August 6th, coming to the Nintendo Switch, Loot Monkey Bling Palace is coming. On August 7th, for Xbox One is Hyper Universe. After that, Steve and Steph's probably game of the...
It's the only game that matters on this list.
Okay. Overcooked 2 is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. After that...
Woo!
After that, H1Z1 Battle Royale is coming to PS4. After that, Hearthstone, the Boomsday Project is coming to PC and mobile. After that, Dead Cells is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. After that, Slam Land is coming to PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. After that, Flipping Death is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Now coming to Nintendo Switch only is Minecraft Story Mode Season 2 and In Between. On to August 8th, Bad Pad is coming to PC. After that, Tetris Escape is coming to PC, Xbox One, PS4, PS Vita, and Nintendo
What's a Vita?
Switch. On to the best handheld ever created.
It's so good, it's failed.
It just wasn't appreciated.
I appreciated mine.
Did you?
I got mine at launch.
It was pretty badass looking.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. What?
That's my Vita, the PSTV. If only their storage didn't cost like
that was the thing.
That's I think what the worst part about the Vita.
The only worst part.
And this
What
PSTV is one of the worst
only
parts
worst
about
part.
the Vita was its.
Oh right.
This is a PSTV.
Okay,
It lets you play
gotcha.
Vita games on your television.
Yeah, it was called the PS Vita TV in Japan.
Yeah, and then they just changed it to PSTV, PlayStation TV.
I had some great
I can play
games
PS1,
from
PSP,
on my place
and Vita games.
It doesn't work with the PSP then, right?
I need to hack it.
Balls. All right.
No, you can't. Like, it's all digital,
Mm-hmm.
or you can put Vita games into it, but not all Vita games work with it. I need to hack mine so I can play games off of USB
sort of
drive.
thing. Yeah.
No.
Not that this podcast
Sorry,
endorses
Dennis. Go
piracy.
Okay, on to August 9th. Coming to Nintendo Switch only. Here we go. Okami HD, Megaton Rainfall, Unexplored Unlocked, Blobcat, Minute, Shut-Eye, Subera City, and the amazing Shinsegumi Heroes in Love.
Wow, that last one sounds really intriguing.
Wow.
All of them do. I can't wait to dive into each and every one of these. Who has time for all these amazing classics?
Hey man, I'm just the guy who writes them. They're just there. Coming to PC only. Coming to PC only is City of the Shroud, Monster Hunter World, and Gladiabots coming via Steam Early Access.
Cool.
Now onto some betas. Happening August 10th to the 13th is the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 private beta, but this time it's not. PS4 only, so it's happening on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Between the 10th and the 13th.
Cool.
Happening between the 10th and the 12th is the Dragon Ball FighterZ open beta for the Nintendo Switch. Happening on August 10th, TerraTex is coming to PC and Xbox One. Tiny Hands Adventure is coming to PC and Nintendo Switch. Madden NFL 19 is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yeah.
You getting that, Josh?
And last...
I heard that.
and last but not least, We Happy Few is coming to PC, Xbox One, and PS.
On which day was that one? Sorry, I missed that.
10th.
10th. Oh, sweet.
Yep. Friday.
Nice. I'm looking forward to playing that.
Yep.
And
I did too, but it's
changed
a
it up a
survival
whole
game.
bunch.
You know, I was trying to figure that out because I heard that it was originally a survival game, but then they went back and added story. I can't get a proper read on what this game actually is anymore.
Yeah, I just hope the early access copy that I bought a year ago or 2 years is the same version that's coming out, so I don't have to buy it again.
Is it not coming to Game Pass?
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah,
That's what I thought.
Well,
because Microsoft is like their first party now, right? So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's coming to Game Pass, or I'm pretty sure.
That's all right then.
If only we knew somebody who worked with them on the PR side.
Can't think of anyone. Can't think of anyone.
Stephanie.
Oh,
yeah.
Steph.
Anyway, that was the game releases of the week.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, I would say that about wraps it up for this episode of the Canadian Geekcast. Guys, if people wanted to connect with you, where could they do so? Part-time, let's start with you.
Who's that?
Josh. That's Josh.
You know what?
Oh, okay.
Listen. I hate you right now. All right, you can just pretty much find me on Twitter for the most part at Xbox Canada, and sometimes you can find me here too if I'm deciding to join people.
If you show up.
Stuff.
All right, Dennis, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at HunterSlasher13. The name says Dennis B. Price, not any other name that was suggested early or during this podcast.
Except Dennis the Menace, right?
Doesn't say that. Doesn't say that. I regret telling you that.
I would hope
so. Steve.
Just find me on Twitter at svigvari.
And you can get me on Twitter at ReggieFeesameme. And you can find us all as a group on our website, CanadianGeekCST.wixsite.com/home, and on our group Twitter, which is just Canadian Geek CST. So be sure to tune in next week, where we're going to be talking about more stuff that's geeky. If you do have a suggestion for our question of the week, please let us know on Twitter, because we'll read it, and I don't know, maybe we'll kick something back your way if we pick that.
Ooh.
Maybe we won't either. So
yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Just empty promises.
Yeah, just nothing but empty promises. And that'll be on the next Canadian Geekcast.